Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another video here. So I really wanted to do this video on this recent article that actually came out a couple hours ago by Variety. I'll leave a link down below. It was with AMC, and they talked a lot about The Walking Dead. And not just that though, they really focused a lot on AMC Plus and sort of what their plan was and all that. And I read a lot of it. There's a few points that I want to bring up in here and talk about because it's really interesting. And again, I definitely really recommend reading the entire thing because there's a lot here. Like, if you're just genuinely interested in AMC Plus and like what their plan is with AMC Plus, and just like what they're doing with all of that, I mean, I definitely recommend checking it out. It is a lot more successful than I thought. I'll just say that. It is a lot more successful than I thought. So anyways, like I said, the link to the article is in the description. And yeah, so let's get into this here. So obviously, before we go any further, make sure to be a subscriber if you do want more Walking Dead content like this. Comic-Con is approaching. I mean, it's getting very, very close now. I think we are exactly about, 37 days around there until we actually see the trailer. There's going to be some promotion stuff beforehand. So in about 3-4 weeks, it's going to really start to gear up here in about 2 weeks or maybe even. So if you do want to get all my content, breaking all that down, then yeah, make sure to hit subscribe. But this article here came out from Variety, and I guess they do this stuff quite a bit. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because, usually if they do, like if AMC does like a quarter earnings report or something like that, I'll do a video on just like if they mention anything about the Walking Dead universe and plans they have, sort of thing, right? And I'm going to talk about the Walking Dead and stuff, obviously, because they mentioned something in here and I want to talk about the release of all of that. But this is really interesting. A lot of us have questions about AMC Plus because obviously, to watch The Walking Dead, like I think all of us mainly watch it on AMC Plus now, right? And it does seem like The Walking Dead's future is going to be on AMC Plus. Like I'll say that. Like it seems like the future of The Walking Dead is going to be on AMC Plus because they're really, I mean, again, it's a lot more successful than I thought. In this article, they actually say that, AMC Plus's goal, or I guess AMC's goal with AMC Plus was to be, or I guess to have 20 million to 25 million subscribers by 2025. And they're expecting to hit the halfway point, I think, by the end of this year. That's a lot of subscribers. So they have 10 to 12 million subscribers, I would say, for AMC Plus, or they will have that roughly by the end of this year, which is a lot. That's a lot of people watching The Walking Dead or other shows and whatnot, right? So that's what I mean. Like the numbers, honestly, the ratings for The Walking Dead really, I feel like have to be ignored, like we're seeing, I notice a lot of articles aren't even writing stuff about it anymore because there's really no point. Like you just see, like I remember a couple years ago in season 9 or 10, people would say, oh, the ratings dropped a little bit. This episode was the lowest and whatever, but it was because there was this shift from, watching it on cable to AMC Plus. And I think we're really seeing that now. I mean, I don't even remember the last time I watched it on cable, to be honest. Like, I think maybe so far this season, I put it on AMC like for like one Sunday, maybe it was like 2 Sundays. I just kind of had it on and the episode was playing, but I wasn't really paying attention to it. Like I watch these episodes now pretty much like in the middle of the night because that's when it drops, right? It drops at 3 a.m. Eastern. So the fact that they have that many subscribers, I mean, maybe not all of them are watching The Walking Dead, but even if it's like 5 or 6 million people watching The Walking Dead, like that's a lot of people. That is a lot. And that's what I mean. Like you see the headline of the article here. And again, I left the link down below. It says, "Welcome to the AMC Plus era." And I'm like, yeah, you know what? This really is what it is. This is a new era of I guess for us more specifically watching The Walking Dead. I know there's a lot of like Breaking Bad fans, Better Call Saul fans and stuff like that. So I mean, this just seems to be the new way to watch it, right? And I honestly, I am 100% on board with it. Originally, I wasn't because I liked the cable release. And I still have some hesitation about releasing the final episode, on AMC Plus a week early. But it is hard, right, from a business perspective, because if you're AMC and you're like, well, we want AMC Plus to succeed, this is going to be the way people watch it, right? A really important thing, I think, for that business would be to have that episode out a week early on AMC Plus, right? Because people are going to watch it on AMC Plus. That's going to be very successful for AMC Plus. But you got to balance that, obviously, with like customer service in that sense, right? Like you want the fans to be happy. You want to make them happy. And honestly, the thing is, I don't really have an issue with it airing a week early. I actually don't really mind that at all. I think where I do have an issue with it, though, is that the fact that I haven't checked lately, but I know AMC Plus isn't available to everyone. So I think that's sort of the issue with it, right? If it was available to everybody, then fine, release it on AMC Plus. But if a lot of people have to wait to watch it for a week, I don't know. I say hold off on it. Like, I think as fans, we all want to experience it together. And I know if, like, obviously I would get to watch it early. If I didn't get to watch it early, it would really suck to have to wait a whole week and then just avoid everything online, right? To not be spoiled of how it ends and stuff like that. And then there's going to be scenes and stuff, uploaded on YouTube. And it's like, somehow you got to avoid all this stuff, right? Like, somehow you have to avoid all of it. So yeah, obviously, this streaming service is big for AMC, and we don't know the numbers of how much people are watching The Walking Dead or certain shows on there, but I think it's safe to say that all the TV numbers that we're seeing, the ratings for it, in terms of just cable viewers, are so far off. They are like really, really far off. If they're halfway to 20 to 25 million, or if they're going to be that by the end of this year, that's really insane. Like, I'm trying to think of how AMC Plus is structured, and I know when you go on the site, The Walking Dead is like the main thing to watch there, right? I also watch it on Prime Video, and a lot of people do as well. So you're going to see a lot on there, and I think The Walking Dead, that's a big one. Like, The Walking Dead, I'm sure the numbers are a lot. So if you have 1.9 million just on, say, cable viewers, then how many people are watching on AMC Plus? 5, 6, 7 million at least? Like, the numbers are a lot bigger from The Walking Dead than we're thinking. And we also, I saw that on here as well. Like, apparently AMC Plus leads all streaming services in terms of retention, which is obviously something that is very important. A lot of people, I think, for Netflix or other streaming services, they people will subscribe to those streaming services for a specific show. And yeah, I guess for me, when I originally subscribed for AMC Plus, it was specifically for The Walking Dead, but I found a lot of other shows on there that I do like. And so I started to watch that, and I decided to keep it. Like, I still have AMC Plus right now, even though Fear the Walking Dead's over, because I still watch stuff on there. And so in terms of that retention, that's actually something that is pretty amazing. Like, for Netflix, like, honestly, for me, I don't like Netflix anymore. Like, there's not a single show on there that I watch, really. I guess I watch Stranger Things. Like, I did watch that, but like, I don't watch Netflix anymore. Like, I would really like to get rid of it, but my girlfriend doesn't want me to get rid of it because she loves watching Superstore. So it's one of those things where I'm paying, $20 a month or whatever the hell it is just for her to be able to watch Superstore, which honestly is kind of stupid. But again, I do think that is a thing. And I like what they were saying on here. Like, the thing about AMC Plus is they want to be the streaming service that really has like quality television, right? Where you go there for a specific thing because if there's an important event, this and that. It's like, I think the example they use is like, say, other streaming services are like Walmart, which is awesome. You can go in there, you can probably find something that you want. But if you're going to a very important event, you're going to go to a higher end place to go and get something, right? And you're always going to go there. So I could see that. And Creepshow, honestly, is a really awesome show as well. The Walking Dead apparently broke streaming records for season 11B, or with season 11B. And same with Better Call Saul season 6A. Apparently it was the highest of all time on there. And that's something that's really interesting. A lot of people think that, well, with The Walking Dead, the ratings are dropping. But if the ratings are increasing with the universe, like, it just makes sense that this is where AMC wants to go with The Walking Dead and with just all of this. And so that's why I wanted to talk about this here, because this is The Walking Dead's future, honestly. Like, I don't see them doing stuff on cable anymore. I see AMC Plus. I mean, they're still going to do stuff on cable, obviously. They're still going to do that. But AMC Plus is going to be the big one. Like, it really is. And I hope that it's available for everybody. I think that's like, that just kind of needs to happen. I don't know why it's not. It could be to do with just, I don't know, different rules they got to overcome with stuff like that. But this is reading this article, and again, I really recommend checking it out. Like, it opened my eyes on like what they're planning to do here, and how, The Walking Dead is probably bigger than it's ever been in a really long time. Because obviously when it was on cable, it was kind of dropping a little bit. But I'm actually under the belief that if they never used AMC Plus, like if they never created AMC Plus to do this, I feel like The Walking Dead probably would have tanked. Like, I really feel like not a lot of people would watch because people don't watch on cable anymore. So I actually think it was really smart of AMC to create AMC Plus to have The Walking Dead on a streaming platform like this, right? And I think all of this is starting to make a lot more sense, because I don't know if you remember a few months ago, maybe it was last year, there was some kind of, I think it was a few months ago, actually, there was there was some talk about why they're ending The Walking Dead. And also it kind of makes sense to end it with where the comic is ending. But a lot of it is because The Walking Dead is tied up in a bunch of old streaming service agreements, like The Walking Dead's on Netflix and stuff like that. So I think if they end The Walking Dead after a couple years, I'm guessing it would go back to AMC or something like that, or AMC Plus. And not even that, with the new shows, they can now like create better deals, right? Because I mean, 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, we had no idea what the hell streaming services were eventually going to become, right? So I think a lot of this is starting to make sense. And I think this is why The Walking Dead is getting as big as it's getting. And, you know, they actually talked about something here, and I'll read the quote. Strategically, we're investing in several universes, McDermott says. We have a dedicated and embedded enthusiastic fan base in our Walking Dead universe. Our mothership show, The Walking Dead, is ending this November. And next year, we're going to have a Walking Dead Daryl show and our Walking Dead Isle of the Dead show with Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Lauren Cohen. Two expressions of that universe, which we think are going to riff on themes that are inherent in the mothership show and also be unique expressions and deliver something totally original, which is obviously he's referencing being in New York and then being in Europe. That's something that's going to be really exciting. And yeah, you know, this is something that definitely, you know, 2023 is going to be a very big year for The Walking Dead. I mean, I guess really starting now, like with Comic-Con, the hype for the final 8, the ending of The Walking Dead, going into next year with these new spinoffs, like we're definitely in a place where as a Walking Dead fan, it's like we're on the verge of you know, this universe really blowing up, and it's exciting. It definitely is really exciting, and I can't wait. Honestly, I kind of feel like now that we're going into part 3 and some of that promotion is going to be starting within the next couple of weeks, it makes everything a little bit more exciting and just sort of feel right. Like throughout a lot of season 11B and even season 11A, it just kind of felt so off to watch because it was like we were still so far away from the end, and we knew they were doing the Daryl show then, and then, you know, during season 11B, we kind of knew that about Isle of the Dead. Just overall, it felt like we had to wait for all of these amazing things to happen, and we were still sort of stuck in the current story, right? But we're done with those 2 parts. We're in the final part now. And now it's just, to me, this is just exciting. I really can't wait. And yeah, I just really wanted to talk about this because I've always been kind of confused about AMC Plus. I always felt like they were just sort of doing it just for the sake of, well, everyone else is having it. But after reading this article and starting to understand more of the numbers they're getting and stuff, it really does make a lot of sense. And I totally agree with what they're doing. Honestly, I think AMC Plus is keeping The Walking Dead relevant because I think that's how people watch The Walking Dead now, which is a little weird. You know, a lot of us had to kind of live through the last couple of years where there was this hiccup a little bit, right? Things were kind of everywhere with how you would watch it. People watched it here or there. It wasn't available here and there, but now it's starting to make a lot more sense. But anyways, post all your thoughts down below. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.